Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Up the play!
G'day guys, Nate here coming at you with the round 17 preview of Collingwood v Carlton. Friday night at the MCG, 7:20pm start. I'll make sure of that. I'll say it again. 7:20pm start. I guarantee there'll be people that forget it's a 7:20pm start. Friday night, you expect it to be a 7:30, 7:40 or even a 7:50pm start. It's technically a double header Friday night. There's West Coast hosting GWS. That's a 8:20pm start, Australian Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, Friday night, MCG, 7:20pm start. Now, I'm not even going to this game, but I'm just going to remind those who are going, 7:20pm start, all right? Let's just get it out of the way. Round 17, again, Collingwood v Carlton. We're at it again. A lot's happened since we last played Carlton. We've risen up the AFL ladder. We're on top spot. And Carlton, I don't know what the fuck they've been doing lately. They clawed their way back, and now they've taken 2 steps back. So here we are. It's first v 11th. Clear gap between us at the moment. We're the clear favourites heading to this game. And Carlton, they've got a lot to play for. Their season's hanging by a thread. Hollywood's got the perfect chance here to put Carlton's season to bed once and for all. Dance on their corpse, if you will, and just celebrate the weekend with another Collingwood victory. Now, do I expect this to be a straightforward victory against Carlton? Absolutely not. We are expecting Carlton to turn the chicken up and bounce back in this game. I mean, they've got to show some fucking fight and passion and overall effort. It was non-existent against Port Adelaide last week, and if it's non-existent here, I don't know where Carlton sits or what they stand for if they don't show up to fight anything here against Collingwood. I am expecting Carlton to breathe fire in this game. They should bounce back. They're still a very good first quarter team, and that's despite being goalless in the first quarter against Port Adelaide and only kicking 1 goal for the first half. But that's not going to happen against Collingwood here. There's something to be said about teams playing their worst game of the year 1 week before they play Collingwood. 2 polar opposite sides here. It's not in terms of the ladder positions, but just the overall game plan and how we execute and the difference between efficient and not efficient and just what Collingwood brings to the table, what they're good at, and what Carlton brings to the table and what they're good at. I mean, it might sound funny, but Carlton's still a pretty good team in terms of contested possessions, tackles, and clearances. The difference is they're just inefficient. They're the worst side in the competition in terms of disposal efficiency and as well as shot efficiency and goal efficiency as well. So those contested possessions, the clearances and tackle work, and even contested marks, what good does that make you if you are the most inefficient side in the competition? Now, I am recording this on a Tuesday night. You will expect this uploaded on a Wednesday night. A lot has happened on Tuesday, particularly for Collingwood and their injury list. A whirlwind and roller coaster of news for Collingwood. Firstly, we'll just get into the fucking health check. It was confirmed Tuesday morning that Braden Maynard is cleared to play. He's going to return against Carlton. Ash Johnson will return as well via the VFLs. Charlie West, unfortunately, out for 5 to 6 weeks with a foot injury. So we did not escape the injuries coming out of Marvel Stadium. Charlie West fucking out for 5 to 6 weeks. You'd expect Maynard in for Charlie West. However, it was confirmed Tuesday that Rowan Steele will make his AFL debut. Collingwood player number 1,200. So congratulations to Rowan Steele. Jacob Ryan, unfortunately, out for 10 to 12 weeks with that foot injury in the VFL. Pretty disappointing considering that he was just building solid performances in the VFL. And if we had any more injuries down back in the AFL, Jacob Ryan would be the next man up. Unfortunately, our depth is going to be tested with Jacob Ryan out for basically the entire season. Still side bottom with illness, he will be in doubt for the game against Carlton, and Bobby Hill with personal reasons. Now, he was at training Tuesday. However, that's still a TBA in terms of Bobby Hill's return. Now, in terms of selection speculation, again, Rowan Steele's coming in for Charlie West. And the other change would probably be Braden Maynard for Oleg Markov. And I don't know who's going to be the sub. Hopefully not Rowan Steele, but watch this space there. And again, just got to be on a lookout for Steele side bottom and Bobby Hill. Tom Mitchell waiting in the wings, and I don't know who else would be called up. Maybe Will Parker, perhaps, or maybe Oleg Markov plays a full game. But a lot to think about in terms of our selections. Carlton will also have at least 2 changes. Adam Sard out with concussion and Jack Silvani also out with a groin injury out for a few weeks. I'd expect Harry O'Farrell to come in for Silvani, and I'm not too sure who's going to replace Adam Sard, but that's Carlton's injury list and issues to worry about. No Sam Walsh, no Harry Mackay, no Hudson O'Keefe as well, so they've got their own injury concerns. We've got our own injury concerns. Makes for a decent Friday night game, I reckon. Now, I will mention again, Rowan Steele will make his AFL debut, Collingwood's 3rd debutant this year. Congratulations to Rowan Steele, Collingwood player number 1,200. Decent performances in the VFL. And I didn't jokingly say, but I said in my VFL report that if there was an injury to Lipinski or someone on the wing, I said specifically Lipinski, that Rowan Steele could make a surprise selection or surprise debut. Sure enough, this is a surprise debut, just probably at the expense of Steele's side bottom. Definitely for Charlie West at the moment, but Steele's side bottom plays that wing role. If he's out, Rowan Steele comes in. Not a bad replacement there, but on the big stage against Carlton, I'm not too sure how he's going to perform. Hopefully he has a decent game. But I think most importantly, no fucking injuries coming out of this game, please. For the love of God, no injuries, please. That's all I want. No injuries. I've got a lot of players that are deemed to return in the month of July. Hopefully we don't keep building on this injury list. Starting to look a lot like our injury list last year. No long-term injuries besides Harvey Harrison, Reef McInnes, and Jacob Ryan now, but even DeGoey still with a bloody concussion. Throws a spanner in the works there. And the month of July, winter, this is where the injuries start to pile up for us. This is where our form typically dips, and we can't have Carlton use us as a stepping stone to also have a win over us and to also just have bragging rights. I mean, they're fucking spray painting or vandalising their fucking training ground. Dan Gorringe fucking shaving his head. With the content creators for Carlton just doing weird shit. Snapper calling up SCN radio or Carlton radio. A lot's happening at Carlton. We've got a chance to do the funniest thing as well. Not lose, but put Carlton season to bed and just watch them fucking squirm and squeal. Now, just with the recent history for Collingwood v Carlton, we've got to mention the overall head-to-head here. Collingwood leads 134 to 129, 4 draws in there. I guess we're due for a draw for Collingwood v Carlton. If you want to be cherry-picking and whatnot, we've won basically at least 75% of our games against Carlton since the start of 2012. Maybe like 16 or 17 of the last 20 against Carlton. I'm not too sure exactly on that one. Speaking of 17 out of 20, Collingwood's won 17 of their last 20 games, dating back to the last 5 games of the season last year, plus 15 games this year. Carlton, just the 7 wins out of their last 20, including that elimination final loss to Brisbane. Yeah, 2 polar opposite sides at the moment. Now, I have said we're polar opposites, Collingwood and Carlton right now. In terms of comparing the pair, again, for Carlton, they're a very good contested possession side. Very good with tackling and overall pressure, clearance work, contested marks. However, they're the worst team in the AFL for disposal efficiency, shot efficiency, and goal efficiency as well. What that means is they don't hit the scoreboard when they go inside 50. They may not even hit the scoreboard at all, and that's when the teams make them pay. If Richmond in round 1 can do that to Carlton, who were expected to win the bloody premiership this year, or be in contention at least, they've just been exposed. They've been playing catch-up ever since. If Carlton switched on, if they bring the pressure, if they're even efficient with their disposals, then it could be game on. They've got injury concerns, leadership issues. They've got every bit of issues at the moment. Team selections, I don't even know what their best 23 is. They're not a bottom 4 team, Carlton. Again, it's the bottom 4 teams we struggle against. But Carlton right now, I guess you could say, are playing like a bottom 4 side. They've lost to North Melbourne by 11 points. The scoreboard flatters them. They lost by 50 points to Port Adelaide. The scoreboard flatters them as well. I mean, they're winning final quarters, but it's just consolation. I'd be insulted if my team was getting smashed up until 3-quarter time and they produced some sort of effort in the final quarter. Thankfully, they haven't sacked Michael Voss for this game. It's usually when a team sacks a coach, they bounce back with a win with their caretaker coach. Thankfully, they put that on hold. Maybe we beat Carlton by a decent margin. We could have that happen. Now, I'm going to bring back the keys to victory. I didn't bring this up for the St Kilda game or the West Coast game, but I did bring it up for the Hawthorn game, and it seemed to work. So for Collingwood v Carlton, keys to victory. The first key to victory, I think, will be the fast start or the first quarter. Again, Carlton ranks 2nd for first quarters. Collingwood's 4th for first quarters, but we're typically the slowest side in terms of the first 10 to 15 minutes. That's where Carlton could get the jump on Collingwood here, first 10 to 15 minutes. This game could be determined by a quarter time. If Collingwood's in front by a goal or 2, spell danger signs here. The second key to victory is the efficiency under pressure. I've mentioned the disposal efficiency for Carlton. They're very terrible this year for disposal efficiency. Collingwood, however, one of the most, if not the most efficient side in the competition. They know how to win the ball, Carlton, but they don't know how to use it. Collingwood knows how to use it and make teams pay. We haven't done so since the Hawthorn game. The rebound 50s and scoring from turnovers, and that's a good little segue into the third key to victory. For Collingwood, at least, be able to score off turnovers. We haven't seen it against Melbourne or St Kilda or even West Coast last week. This is a chance now force the turnover against Carlton, make them pay on transition, the run and gun game, and hopefully not overuse the handball, or if you're going to overuse the handball, be efficient with our handballing and just our kicking as well. Got to fix that up. Rowan Steele coming in should be able to provide that efficiency by hand and by foot, and also the inside 50 entries. I'm also looking forward to seeing how Collingwood responds with their forward 50 entries. It's been a bit down, again, since the Hawthorn game, just bombing it long. Could mean Jacob Reedering has a field day here. He needs a field day here. Nick Haynes, he's a bit battered and bruised, but he might be able to respond. Mitch McGovern, the swingman. Lewis Young, likely playing back line. Again, I'm not too sure what their selection is going to look like. Charlie Curnow, he's due for a big game. He kicked 6 goals the last time Carlton beat Collingwood. That's what they need from Charlie Curnow in this game. They've got no small forwards that can impact the scoreboard. They might kick 2 or 3 goals, or one kick 2 or 3 goals and the others remain silent. And the last key to victory will be the aerial contest again. Wiedering down back, Curnow up forward, McGovern, whether he's the swingman or not. TDK, he's had 2 bad games in the ruck. We expect him to respond. Darcy Cameron was a bit down last week against West Coast. Just wasn't able to take those intercept marks, but he was very good with his head-out use. Unfortunately, our midfield did not get or Darcy Cameron was not rewarded from Collingwood's midfield group in terms of scoring from a stoppage or direct hit-out or you name it. Carlton are second for contested marks. That's where we need to stop Carlton in this game. We are good Collingwood in terms of finding the opposition's strengths and just nullifying that. If we're able to do that against Carlton, which we should be able to, that's halfway to victory against Carlton. I'd also like to see us just win by over 5 goals as well, but you know these sort of games, anything can happen. Again, it's Friday night, 7:20 p.m. start. Now, this is a triple header. The VFLW is also Collingwood v Carlton and also the VFL Collingwood v Carlton. VFLW, that's at Victoria Park, Collingwood home game, 10:05 a.m. start. The VFL, 7:10 p.m. start. Collingwood home game, however, played at Icon Park. I don't know why that's the case. It was originally scheduled for Frankston. Fuck travelling out there, but I will travel to Icon Park. Make it up at least for not going to Friday night's game, but I'll go to the Saturday night game. Hopefully, again, 3 wins for Collingwood, but I won't expect a lot. 2 out of 3 wins for Collingwood will be a good weekend for us. But that'll be all for this round 17 preview of Collingwood v Carlton. Give the video a like, comment, share it, recommend it, subscribe if you're not. Do whatever you want to do. Hoping you guys have had a good week so far. Be well, stay safe. Magpies out.